I'm going to tell you something interesting today. There's lots of excitement happening at the Temple Trees as we speak. As you said, I'm joined by Newsfirst, Nadim Majid, friend and colleague. We are going to discuss about this Cabinet Reshuffle, the proposed Cabinet Reshuffle as we go along. Nadim, I want to ask you a question. Something is definitely going down at the Temple Trees this evening. Lots of senior ministers coming in. Did the UNP want to beat the SLFP into convening tonight and make the decisions so that they have upper hand when it comes to tomorrow?
This is the thing, Chathuranga. I think that it's going to be more of a sort of a damage control situation. I think the Prime Minister will be looking to assuage the fears of the UNP cabinet ministers who may or may not be losing their positions or being transferred into other portfolios tomorrow. One thing straight off the bat is that this cabinet reshuffle is probably overdue, and in fact maybe it's reflective of disunity in the national unity government.
But Nadim, the government, when it came to power back in 2015, they promised that the cabinet will be limited to 35 MPs. Therefore, they had to amalgamate certain ministries like the Ministry of Highways and Higher Education, Southern Development and Law and Order.
See, but that made no sense in the first place. I mean, where in the world you find a Highways Ministry and a Higher Education Ministry merged together? From a simple logic standpoint, the appointment of the cabinet in the first place looks like a little hodgepodge of just chucking things into the pot, and trying to see if you can cook up something good. But it turns out that now they're not happy with the soup that's being cooked up.
Nadim, the government was put into place with the SLFP and the UNP. The president holds the power of the SLFP ministers, and the UNP leader, Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe, holds the power of the UNP ministers. Now, will there be a cross change? What I mean is, will the SLFP ministers and the UNP ministers be, certain ministers hold the SLFP positions? Will they be changed as well? Do you think so?
What do you mean that will they be changed? The SLFP portfolios?
Yes, whether the ministerial portfolio is held by SLFP ministers.
Chathuranga, can I tell you straight off the bat, as you said at the beginning, there's a lot of confusion and a lack of clarity surrounding this. And the best indicator of this is how the Sunday newspapers reported on this. We have one newspaper, it said there would be no shocks in the cabinet reshuffle, and that the president has summoned a crucial central committee meeting of the SLFP tonight. Meanwhile, another newspaper reported that tomorrow's cabinet reshuffle would be more extensive than what was previously thought, and that there were plumb positions up for grabs.
Yes.
The thing is, the entire discussion surrounding this cabinet reshuffle has been quite frustrating, to say the least, because we've been compiling the news these past few days, and we've heard what's being said by various ministers, state ministers and deputy ministers.
Yes, definitely.
Right? I believe you'll be hearing that again on the news tonight as well, where people they seem to be only interested in getting that boost up to cabinet ministerial position.
As you said, this cabinet reshuffle is long overdue, but will this make a difference at the end of the day? That is what the people want. Concrete decisions, concrete solutions. Will this be a concrete solution to whatever problem that is there in our country?
This is the issue. It will be a difference to those who are about to become cabinet ministers, to those who are about to be transferred to other ministerial portfolios. Whether it will make a difference to the rest of the country remains to be seen. Time will tell. Maybe those who are or who could be appointed to the cabinet will do maybe a better job than their predecessors. Maybe those who are being transferred will do a better job in the other portfolios than they are doing currently. But the thing is, history is not on their side.
Maybe these new ministers or the promotions that the deputy ministers will receive, if they are to receive any, they'll maybe deliver on the promises that the government has made so far when it came into power.
There are many promises that the government is yet to deliver on. There are many promises made in the 100-day plan that we are still waiting on 2.5 years later. These include the National Audit Bill, the repeal of the Prevention of Terrorism Act and repealing and replacing the Prevention of Terrorism Act with something more humane. So these are some of the promises that we're still waiting on, that the government is yet to deliver on. And to top it all off, you've also got the central bank bond, the alleged central bank bond scam.
We have a story coming up on that.
Coming up on that as well in the bulletin, where that's also been going on now for so long. So, I mean, if the cabinet was to be reshuffled, it should have been done sometime. In fact, what should have been done is appoint the right cabinet in the first place.
Thank you, Nadim. We are going to go back to the studio, but before that, several public representatives have also expressed their views today, during the day, about the cabinet reshuffle. Let's have a listen to that and head back to the main studio.
They said a new cabinet would be appointed, but has it been done? This is apparently happening tomorrow. If at most, those in this room would be shifted to the other, there will be no difference. The government is trying to go in for a public referendum over the constitution. Even the proposed cabinet reshuffle is being targeted at a public referendum, not the local government election. The government is trying to wash their hands off by throwing all the blame onto Ravi Karunanayake for all the crimes.